Irony. I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. But even more irony, I think Lil Wayne's work let us down. Ladies and gentlemen, it's taken me a few days to even come together to say this, but did Lil Wayne let us down? Fantastic Hip Hop has an overall video of what the Carter Six and Lil Wayne, so let's get right into it.
Now, when it comes to Lil Wayne and the release of one of the most anticipated rap records in quite a while with the Carter
If you didn't know, check out my Carter Six reaction. I reacted to the whole album. You know, up in the beginning, I was loving it to like up to like the eighth song. Then when they started sampling, you know, elephants stepping on thumbtacks, then I was like, okay, okay, all right, I don't know about
six.
this.
If you are ready to find out everything that has happened now with the release of Lil Wayne's first record in 5 years, be sure to leave a like and subscribe.
Man.
It helps me out a ton,
I
and
still
all of
love
hip hop
Wayne.
needs to see
I
everything that
still
Wayne's
love
latest
Wayne.
album is affecting and showing us. Because really, after years of
It's still real to me.
hype, and in an era in hip hop we're leading up to this, Wayne has been more prevalent in rap discussions than he has been in years, all because of the Kendrick and Drake beef, and then Kendrick Lamar getting the Super Bowl in New Orleans, which of course Wayne felt like he deserved and made that very clear. Well, with all of this, Wayne has never had a bigger stage to answer to everything that has went on with him, and then in response to Kendrick and Drake after all, and also prove once and for all that maybe he deserved that Super Bowl, and he really is the monster that he said he still was in the rap game, and now with the Carter Six. Well,
Honestly, another problem with the Carter Six, Lil Wayne's rapping ability did not go down at all. In fact, Lil Wayne's rapping on that album with just pure technical ability better than a lot, like better than some of his old work. But this is what goes to, I've been telling people, this is the Eminem issue, where I say, like, bro, sometimes you get so caught up in the technical ability of rapping that you lose some feel. And Lil Wayne to me was never like that. He was the opposite of that, where he was more filled than he was. But then it was with all this stuff that happened to Lil Wayne in the last year, with all this stuff, I think another disappointing part, another part of feeling let down is Wayne didn't really address a lot of stuff. And if he did, very thinly and lightly, not really. He was just more focused on looking for the craziest punchline he could find. When that's cool, but like you gotta have that them punchlines work for you. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stuff I want to hear him talk about. You know, and I feel like even the song that he did on the Fix, the mix before the Six, where he was talking about, "Am I? Do people still love me?" Da, da, I felt like that was more introspective and more of the stuff that I want to hear than some of the stuff I heard. Half of it was auto tune nastiness, which is ironically kind of exactly was a warning for the album. So,
well, despite all the expectations and everything people had going into this thing, what is so clear now is that when the stakes have never been higher and people have been waiting to see what not getting the Super Bowl did to Wayne, and maybe even wherever him and Drake's relationship is at as a whole, Wayne did show us something, and it's bad. As from showing where he is at as a rapper, where he holds up in today's game, and who he is cool with, well, in between weird rock covers and some of the strangest songs and features that you have ever heard alongside Wayne. Whether he realized it or not, he told us every single.
My boy rapping on Lin Min Miranda. He rapping on Hamilton type beats, bro. Peanuts to an elephant. I swear to you, bro. I think I'm gonna revisit the Carter Six live. I don't know if I'm gonna do it today or tomorrow, but I want to react to it with the fans because last time I reacted was by myself and I got the feedback afterwards. I want to react to it in live time, in real time with my fans.
Thing we need to know about this, all through the most recent display of who he is as an MC.
Oh, I forgot to say, protect hip hop culture at all costs. Link is in the pinned comment. I'm sending personal thank you videos for the. Oh, you got one more day. Everybody who purchases one of these in the next day will get a personal thank you video from me. Stay tuned for that. And make sure you check out my single with Mick Jenkins, Tears. Almost to we're on the road to 90,000 views with that, so keep that going.
Now, before we get any further into this and talk about everything that is making this Carter 6 album just dominate the conversation in hip-hop for better and for worse, make sure to leave that like and subscribe if you have that already. And now with that, when it comes to the Carter 6, really with every single thing about this record, with how people are feeling to what it is showing about where Wayne stands with so many major players in the rap game, well, there's no other way to say it, but the best word to describe this record has been messy, as ever since the AI Slob trailer that was made where they were trying to copy Wayne recreating his album covers just like Jay-Z did, but the difference was Jay was real there, and this was all fake and lame. Things have just gotten more out of control from here. And now the first thing that the
Oh, man. I didn't even speak about that. Hove the GOAT, though. Hove the GOAT, though. I ain't gonna lie, yeah, the AI version of this is nasty. That's nasty work. That's nasty. It's a little nasty. The AI, the reason why Jay's is so fire is because it was him. Dude, that was fire.
Carter 6 has showed us,
Come
and now we can
on.
start to see is pretty definitively showing where one of the most iconic duos in rap now stands with one another, is the fact that despite lame old Drake never needing his mentor more, and it really never made more sense to have the guy who represents the 6 on the 6th installment of the Carter series be here. Well, once again, we have seen Wayne and Drake just nowhere to be found when it comes to standing next to one another in this time, and just showing any support for the other person within their own crash outs, which seem to be all from the...
I think it's real weird that Drake has Lil Wayne as his Instagram picture. And I don't, as of recording this, I don't think he's even mentioned the Carter 6. A little weird.
Same guy in none other than Kendrick Lamar in the first place. And with this, Wayne has not sent a message to the rest of hip-hop that he is still standing with the guy who he brought into the rap game, and now with rumors coming out that both Drake and Nicki were going to join Wayne on this record, and DJ Academics was acting like something big was going to happen as Ack said hi Kendrick and was thinking that Drake and Wayne were going to diss Kendrick together.
Niggas be feeding this nigga false information, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. If you're just like a regular person watching this video, you probably can get the same information Academic gets. Look at how often he be so thinking he's right and dead wrong. Like
something along those lines.
He just be
well,
not,
really, this just seemed to be a fake report or a last-ditch effort to maybe get Wayne to team up with Drake. And now what we have seen with the feature-filled Carter 6 album not having a single verse or mention of Drake or anything like it. Well, again, when we talk about Messy, which is really going to be the story, theme, and overall the legacy that this album ends up leaving, if anything, what was possibly going on with Wayne's team and the people who were covering this album that big publications like Rolling Stone and Sports Illustrated got the idea that Drake and Nicki were going to be on this thing, and it made them say this in these big publications, which do generally try to be as credible as they can. And now, while Drake and Nicki didn't end up on this record, and really, the dilemma around Drake and Wayne specifically is a conversation for another day, really, we can't even think about what's going on with them right now, because with the rest of the Carter 6, the story of Crash Outs did not end there with a possible...
I do need an explanation of why Lil Wayne and Drake don't work with each other anymore. When was the last time Lil Wayne and Drake had a dedicated song together? Like, and I don't mean like a compilation where some DJ threw a Wayne. I mean like together where we're like, we're gonna do this song together. Like, when was the last one?
Drake feature that was cut, because on the rest of the entire LP, it gets weird. Because if we remember, well, a lot of the rollout and hype for the Carter 6, which did include a collab that dropped around the Super Bowl.
His announcement was definitely a lotion ad. Niggas should have thought something about that.
With a major trailer.
We should have
well, with that, Wayne was so clearly trying to use everything that has happened in his career and the moment specifically with Kendrick Lamar in the Super Bowl to try and make this record a bigger event and even use it as motivation to show everybody more than ever the best version of himself that he possibly could have. But with this, and really this is where beyond the rollout and presentation of the album and even the stuff with Drake and Nicki, things just get messy with the Carter 6 to new levels that were even hard to predict. With Wayne trying to use this album as a showcase to everybody that he could have played the Super Bowl and that he is the legend that could do anything. Well, with what Lil Wayne showed on this album is really that when it comes to the conversations between him and Kendrick Lamar on any level, there is no debate and no conversation of who deserved the Super Bowl more and who should have gotten it. Because on the...
Another thing people aren't speaking about, right, is there was a lot of people who were going so gung-ho crazy during Wayne getting snubbed for the Super Bowl who were very quiet when this album dropped. Might not have even posted it. Ironic. And Lil Wayne's album, this album didn't flop, but for Wayne, it didn't do well the first week. For Wayne, it didn't do well. And I think we'll talk about that tomorrow in a video about the sales and stuff. But like, it didn't do well for Wayne.
This stage and with the creative outlet where things have mattered most, and Wayne could have created a conversation that would have at least maybe made people question if he should have had the halftime show in the first place. Well, with Wayne's performance on this record that he has hyped up for so long, it just feels so lazy, dull, confusing, and uninspired. And really what Lil Wayne has proved through all of this is that he and Kendrick Lamar can never be compared in any capacity because they are just in two different leagues, and no matter how you want to put it.
I don't even want to keep pausing, but like, it was such a weird album to drop at this time. And Wayne got to know, and maybe this goes back to his just cluelessness of what's going on. This moment was not the moment to drop If I Played the Guitar. It was not the moment to drop Peanuts to an Elephant. If ever, like, Wayne hasn't ever really been... Usually when he gets put against somebody or something like that, it's not like this. You know, it's like is Jay-Z, but it's more like friendly competition where Jay will be on the Carter 3 type stuff and Mr. Carter and this that. This was the moment where it was somebody was like, "Yo, okay." So before Wayne was the person who came and took somebody's crown, and then they said that was Drake taking Wayne crown, and they made it look like they was best friends, and now it's looking like they don't work together like that no more. So now when the question is Kendrick took Wayne's crown, it was Kendrick here to take the crown. This was your moment to drop your best stuff. And them first like 8 songs, first like 7 songs, bro, I would have just dropped an EP. And then that last song, the last song in the first 7 or 8, drop that and you have a different conversation. But there's so many eyes looking at you at this moment that this is gonna hurt, bro. Like,
From the professionalism
and
that
I'm
the
a
face of
Wayne
music needs today in
fan,
any genre to the
fan.
level of showmanship and
But I gotta be
song
real,
Wayne is
bro.
missing everything here aside from a few tracks on the Carter 6 like Welcome to the Carter, which really shocked us as the rest of the record was so bad after showing that it was maybe going to be decent. And so really with this, everything on this record just
Nah, not just decent. Don't do that. Fantastic. When you hear "Welcome to the Carter" and you hear that "Welcome to the Carter" and you hear that, you think Wayne about to be on one, not just decent. I thought Wayne was about to be on. I said, "Oh my god!" Them first couple, man,
feels so unprofessional and random. It
He
really
just
does feel
feels
like
like
it was
he's
made by a
not
guy who
talking
just threw
about
Lil Wayne
stuff.
songs together as opposed.
and low key, I do believe there was stuff that he was talking about through. Like, I believe that Bono song was way deeper than people were giving it credit, and he was talking about his mortality and different stuff like that. But a lot of stuff just felt like miscellaneous Lil Wayne bars that just didn't attach to anything.
To the rapper who made numbers 1 through 5 in a series himself. And really, as the rollout consisted
like
of
the
making
Carter has
pages
not been the
posting
same
to try
since
and build
3,
up hype
so.
for this thing that was not there. And then, of course, we got that fake slop trailer that they used to try and recreate Jay-Z's album recreation trailer, but just make the version of it at home. And even on top of that, with the cover that was near fan art, overall, everything about the Carter 6 was a mess going in home. And even on top of that, with the cover
My Carter 6 Deluxe Edition concept.
that was near fan art. Overall, everything about the
I don't
Carter
think it was
6 was
fan
going
art.
into it. And now
That's
walking
how
out
all
of the
the
record,
Carters
everything
been.
really is more baffling than ever.
I like
both
that
in terms
cover.
of just making every single rap fan question the web of who Wayne stands with and if he and Drake are even speaking at this point on any terms, to the music itself, which put Ave Maria over trap drums, which I can't even begin to describe how that isn't even one of the worst things on this entire record, and that should tell you everything about how bad it is. Well, really, right now, what is being seen with Lil Wayne is just straight disappointment all around, as Drake hides out and waits to see where they stand, and Kendrick Lamar is making people regret the very idea of them saying that Wayne ever deserved a halftime show over him, and really with Lil Wayne's entire Carter 6 record. You can't expect people to be responding to what they are hearing and liking it, because with Lil Wayne to not drop for 5 years, go through everything he did with the industry and even the beef itself, and then for him to literally say nothing and then just rap meaninglessly while he collabs with artists as bad as MGK and Kodak, this record is being looked at now as one of the most disappointing blockbuster rap albums ever, and may go down as one of the most disappointing.
Man, go back and look at my reaction. In that shit, when I heard the Kodak feature, I literally was like, why does he sound like so out of it? Like,
that has been released within a series like this, because really with the first 5 Carter albums, well, of course some of them have flaws and they were not perfect, they were all generally exciting, entertaining, and most importantly, and what's missing here, passionate and purposeful records. But now, well, after listening to an album where you have to hear Ave Maria over 808s, random elephant noises at the most inopportune times, auto-crooning to the max with the worst mixing and sound design possible, and then attempts at being a rock star again like this is Rebirth Wayne, it has left everybody feeling one thing and one thing only, which is that people are just over Wayne after showing that he can't competently make music in this day and age, because really, it's not that this album is just missing one thing or it's off in...
I don't believe it shows Wayne can't make music. I believe that it's the same thing I say about Eminem. They're in a bubble, and they have more yes men than they have people who care about what the stuff sounds like. I always say you could always tell when Eminem was really on this underdog stuff, and when he was around Dr. Dre, Snoop, Exhibit, and when he was around them Up in Smoke boys, when he was really, and then you could tell when he was by himself. And that's what I'm hearing with Wayne now, where it's like, Wayne's gotten to the point where nobody's going to tell him, hey, nigga, let's not sample an Elephant Maiden call for this song. Nobody's going to tell him no at this
but
point.
it's that the whole record is genuinely atrocious from the most fundamental levels and has songs that just fail on every single level, from the structure to the hook to the verses to the features, which really in the feature department, aside from a Big Sean and 2 Chainz verse, are not just bad, but they are atrocious. And to see Wayne reach a point in his career where this is the album he dropped, which literally is just trying to sample classic rock songs half the time and just ruins them more than ever, and they are really so bad that it seems like parody sometimes, like with the song where Wayne made his own version of Weezer's Island in the Sand, for example. Really with all of this record becomes the exact reason why a lot of older rappers say to hang it up and stop rapping, because really now,
I really hope this doesn't scare older rappers, because that's not fair. I think that's an unfair statement, because if you're to the point, these are like objectively bad moves. sampling an elephant giving itself a shower it was weird. I feel like objectively, the Ave Maria flip with Wyclef is a choice. I didn't hate it, but the Lin-Manuel Miranda, like the Peanuts to an Elephant, the Weezer song, that If I Could Play a Guitar, I feel like you wouldn't. Everybody would know that's a bad idea. I just feel
Wayne
like
has ended
Wayne
this
is
era in his
bugging.
career,
Like,
humiliating his legacy and one of the most important series of albums of all time. Because really,
I
he has
think some of
shown
that
that this
singing
entire
niggas ain't
sympathy run
gonna
that he got with all
do.
the fake outrage over the Super Bowl was
The
really worth
auto
nothing
tune
because he literally never
slathering.
cared less to make a decent musical experience than with what we have just seen from him here. And to be honest, with how quiet the rap world has been about this record so far, after we saw everyone whine about him not getting the Super Bowl over Kendrick Lamar,
Literally what
the
I
world
just
of
said.
rappers just finds more ways to embarrass themselves as a collective because we are once again just seeing.
Listen, I'm gonna end it right here because I don't want it to be too long, and you guys could watch the last minute of this. But like, Wayne is rapping great, but bro, that goes to show you there's way more into making great music than just being able to technically rhyme good. So, dang.